Not one single person cares. And that's okay, because why would they? Every single thing that anybody talks about is not some new revelation. It's not some crazy idea that they've come up with, right? It's all just reconstructed, or most of the time literally just straight copy and pasted information that they've heard from someone else, and now they're passing off as their own, or they're just regurgitating it, right? There's over 500 hours of video content posted on YouTube alone every single minute. So while you may think that you've got these insane revelations and crazy theories and all this stuff that are boggling your mind, someone else is talking about the same stuff. You might think that your information is of utmost importance and everybody needs to know about it, but the truth is it just gets lost in the sea of sheer mass of content that gets put out every single minute, every single hour, every single day. Volume of some of the same stuff, same other stuff, but people's attention is, they have so much they can concentrate on. So why would they concentrate on your version of the exact same topic that someone who already has an established brand is talking about? So unless you've heard the word of God itself uttered into your ear and you have proof of it, what you've got to say is really not groundbreaking or special. You can't get disheartened by that, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat, and the truth that nobody cares should not matter to you. So it doesn't matter that nobody cares or nobody's listening, because you don't achieve anything great in life by starting out being great or starting out winning. You have to put the work in. Even when you get later down the line, right, and you start to build a following and maybe get some social proof, just understand that you will not be cared about and appreciated as much as you may think you deserve or you may think you will be. And when you can accept that and not care, that is when you start to really express your true self, and this is where people will start to appreciate you. Now, there's two parts to this idea that nobody cares. Firstly, no one cares about what you're saying because you don't have the social proof. You're on the come up and you are building the foundations, the skills that you need so you can really communicate at a higher level later down the line. Truth is, you do not have the social proof or the authority to be speaking on the subjects you speak on. More than likely, you've just heard a piece of information, right, from a Facebook video or from someone speaking about it on YouTube or whatever it is, and you've just regurgitated that and passed it off as new information. You haven't given any sort of citations. You haven't done any research of your own into where this information truly comes from. You've just heard this person talk about it and your mind was blown. So now everyone's got to hear about it that you know. There's no benefit to anyone in that. So of course no one's going to care. Now Khabib Nurmagomedov made a great point about even when you're at the highest level, once you've got the social proof, once you've got the authority, the skills, the audience, everything, right? People still do not care about you. Even as a fighter, as a performer, as an artist, as a public speaker, all anyone ever cares about is the value that they can get from you, right? So it's not about you as a person, it's about what value you hold, right? So he talks about a fight, right? It'll be 25 minutes championship fight or 15 minutes normal standard fight, right? That is all anyone cares about, right? So they only watch for that 15 minutes so they can get the viewing pleasure of watching this fight and maybe winning some money from a bet or just talking about it with other people. But that's all they're invested in, is those 15 minutes. They don't care about the lifetime of grueling, strict, regimented diet and workouts and planning and everything they've had to sacrifice in the back end. They don't care about the story of your life, right? They just want the 15 minutes or 25 minutes or however long the performance is, regardless if you're a fighter or not. That's all they care about, is just what they can extract from the situation. And so when you can understand this and appreciate that your story is not special, we are one and the same. We all go through struggles, we all go through hardships, we all have to put the work in to get the results, and understand that nobody cares. That's the whole point of it. Nobody cares, right? Everybody has got their own stuff going on, their own shit, their own struggles, their own hardships, their own whatever it is. Everyone's got their own stuff going on. So why would they invest their valuable time into learning about your life? And so you need to just get your head around that if you want to be able to be someone that people pay attention to, you have to hold value that other people will be engaged with and listen to. Otherwise, they don't care about your life. It's just the truth. But the second point of this nobody caring idea is not as negative, right? This is something you can actually use to your advantage. Think about it. How many times when you're walking around in town or wherever, just around the streets or whatever, do you see a strange character, an NPC or someone, and you just see them, you're like, what the fuck is going on with that guy? Or you cross paths with them and you have to like double take, you're like, what the hell? Even yesterday, I saw some woman who was like painted green, her entire body was painted green, right? And they're just causing a scene and they're like doing this outlandish, crazy stuff. Now, this is a pretty common thing, right? You see this all the time. There's crazy people everywhere and you're just drawn to them in the moment. But think about it now, today, right now. What were they wearing? What color was their hair? What hairstyle did they have? What did their voice sound like if you heard it? What were they actually doing other than being crazy? Truth is, in the moment, they seem crazy and like an alien on this planet. They do not belong here. They're doing some wild things. But now, thinking back to it, the countless amount of people that you see doing crazy things, you don't remember who they are, what they are, unless they're like a local and you see them all the time and they're just ingrained in your head, right? For the most part, these crazy people, you don't remember. Why? Because you do not care. It brings no benefit in your life to worry more about other people than in your own life. So that's for the crazy people, right? Now, think about people who you get secondhand embarrassment for. People who are vlogging or making a video or doing a public dance on TikTok or whatever it is, right? Even like wearing an outlandish outfit and they're like being bold with it and rocking their shit. How many of them have you seen in the last week or however long? You can't think of many instances, right? Because these people are not right in your face, okay? And even though in the moment you might get a little bit of secondhand embarrassment, like, oh, look, he's filming a video. 2 minutes later, they are gone from your entire memory and they're just wiped. Why? Because you don't care and it has no impact on your life whatsoever. So the more you think that people care about what you're doing, the more this impedes your growth in every aspect of your life, because you're going to be preventing yourself from doing things in certain situations or talking to certain people or doing what needs done because you think that everybody cares. When in reality, you know yourself. You've seen people do things where you're like, oh my God, I totally wouldn't do that. And then you just completely forget it a minute later. So you're just completely contradicting yourself with your own thoughts. And the truth is, your growth affects nobody else apart from yourself. So you're only doing yourself an injustice by not being bold and doing the things you want to do at the risk of giving people secondhand embarrassment for 1 minute. Your own thoughts, understanding this is contradicting yourself, right? It's a shame, and it is a truth that I've experienced throughout my life, is that people are afraid to put themselves in situations where they know they would grow and benefit from because of this idea that everybody cares. When if you just take a step back and think about it, not one single person cares. And even when they do care, they don't care about you. They just care about what you have to say or what you have to show for them. So stop caring about what people think. Do what you want to do. If someone gets embarrassed for 2 minutes, that's up to them, right? Who cares? Not me. Nobody cares. And that's how you push the boat out. That's how you start winning in life, is when you realize that nobody cares.